bet. For me, it felt like it was just blurring the lines I had once drawn so clearly in my life. I was married to Mark, a good man, a steady man. Our life was a comfortable rhythm, a predictable song I thought I'd be happy humming for the rest of my days. We had built a life together, brick by brick, filled with shared jokes and quiet evenings. It wasn't a whirlwind romance, but it was solid. It was real. Or so I believed. Then, Alex came into my life, not with a crash of thunder, but with a quiet whisper. He was a new colleague at work, assigned to a project with me. At first, it was all professional. We'd brainstorm over coffee, our conversations a mix of deadlines and creative ideas. But soon, the lines began to blur, just like the world outside my window on that rainy day. Our talks drifted from work to dreams, from our favorite books to our deepest fears. With Mark, conversations had become a shorthand of daily logistics. Who's picking up groceries? Did you pay the electric bill? He had this way of listening, truly listening, that made me feel seen. He'd remember a tiny detail I'd mentioned weeks ago and bring it up, making me feel like the most fascinating person in the room. His compliments weren't grand or showy. They were small, specific observations. "Threy, the way you explain complex ideas makes them so clear," he'd say, or "you have a really kind smile." They were whispers, not shouts, but they echoed in my mind long after he'd said them. The whispers started to feel like a secret garden, a place just for me, away from the predictable landscape of my marriage. I started dressing up a little more for work, a spark of anticipation lighting up my mornings. I told myself it was just a friendship. I was a married woman. I loved my husband. But the truth was, I was becoming addicted to the feeling Alex gave me, the feeling of being noticed, of being special. The emotional connection grew stronger each day, a silent current pulling me further from the shore of my marriage. One evening, after a particularly draining day at work, Alex and I stayed late to finish a presentation. The office was empty, the only sound the hum of the computers and the soft patter of rain against the glass. We ordered takeout, and as we ate, he looked at me, his eyes serious. "You seem unhappy sometimes," he said softly. "You deserve to be happy." His words were simple, yet they landed like a punch to the gut. No one had asked me if I was happy in years. Not even myself. In that moment, something inside me broke. All the unspoken loneliness, the quiet dissatisfaction I had buried deep down, came rushing to the surface. That night, the whispers became more than just words, a simple touch, but it sent an electric jolt through me. The air grew thick with everything we hadn't said. The emotional affair I'd been having in my head was suddenly standing right in front of me, real and undeniable. I knew I was standing on a cliff's edge. One step, and everything would change. I thought of Mark at home, probably watching TV, waiting for me. I thought of our vows, of the life we had built. But then I looked at Alex, and all I could hear were the whispers that told me I was desired, that I was seen. The betrayal didn't happen in a single, dramatic moment. It was a slow erosion, a series of small choices. A text message sent late at night, a lingering glance across the meeting room, a lunch that felt more like a date. Each one was a small step away from my husband and a step closer to Alex. I was living a double life. My days split between the comfortable silence at home and the exhilarating conversations with Alex. The guilt was a constant. Heavy weight, yet the pull towards Alex was intoxicating. 2. It was a dangerous game, and I knew I was the one who would eventually get burned. Looking back, the affair was a symptom of a deeper issue. My marriage to Mark hadn't failed because of Alex. It had been quietly fading for a long time. We had stopped communicating, stopped seeing each other as partners, and had become roommates. Lex's whispers didn't create the cracks in my marriage. They just illuminated them. They showed me what was missing. But the path I chose to fill that void was destructive, and it left a trail of hurt that I am still trying to navigate. Betraying my vows didn't just hurt my husband, it fractured a part of myself. The whispers I found so seductive eventually faded, leaving behind a deafening silence filled with regret. Rebuilding from that is a journey I'm still on, trying to find my own voice again. One that speaks of honesty and self-respect, not of secrets and betrayal. If you are feeling lost or unhappy in your relationship, please know that there are healthier ways to address it than the path I chose. Communication is key. Sure. Couples counseling can provide a safe space to talk and rediscover each other. Sometimes, the hardest conversations are the most necessary ones. If you're struggling with your mental health, reaching out to a therapist or a helpline can make a world of difference. You don't have to navigate these feelings alone. There is help available, and taking that first step is a sign of incredible strength. Thank you for listening to my story. Please remember to take care of yourselves and each other.